So DeMar DeRozan continued his Michael Jordan-esque run that's been going on for like 10 or 15 games now, last night against Atlanta. And I've even seen a little bit of MVP talk for him. Look, man, Giannis, Embiid, Jokic in whatever order, that top three is so good. I don't know if anybody can crack it, but that's okay. He's still been incredible. DeMar DeRozan is shooting about 63%, the spot that you're about to see him take this shot from against DeAndre Hunter. In the paint, not in the restricted area. And look at the way DeRozan, he's doing his in and out dribble stuff, and then he transitions into basically a post up from the free throw line. And before you know it, he's gotten like 4 feet closer to the basket, which was the big transition from him a couple years ago, right? He went from super deep long twos to not as deep twos. And I think it makes a huge difference. Now, granted, he's also shooting over 50% from mid-rangers outside of the paint on this run. Like, nobody can stop the dude right now. And this was the shot in the fourth quarter. I'm trying to think of how teams in the playoffs are going to guard DeRozan besides putting their best dude on him a lot of the time. I feel like you have to throw extra attention at him at this point. And even then, you're going to have to get creative with it because this Bulls team, I feel like they're getting really good at just simply playing off of DeRozan. Also, Kobe White's making a bunch of shots too, so that helps. I would also like to highlight the DeRozan-Vooch two-man game, because as I said in some video that I forgot about already, I do think it's maybe the best play in the NBA this season. Before we even get into the action, I think it is a tough sell on having your big guy drop on DeRozan screens right now. And in this case, they just bring two, and then they have De'Aaron Fox try to split the difference between Dosunmu and Vooch. This can lead to a three for Vooch. This can lead to a cut for Dosunmu, or somebody else is going to help, and then it leads to a shot for somebody in the corner. What ends up happening, if we can look at it again, is it was a cut for Javonte Green. What can also happen when you bring two to DeRozan off a Vooch screen is that Vooch himself can then just make a play. And it's not just as a scorer. I mean, Vooch has been one of the better passing big guys in the league for a minute now. The pick and pop from Vooch is always going to be a threat, even if his shot making has been a little shaky this year. But his off the dribble stuff really takes the potential of him screening for DeRozan or anybody to a different level. While we're here, let's appreciate just a classic Vooch post up on Zach Collins, who has actually been playing some games recently. But yeah, DeRozan's been going nuts. If the Bulls can get healthy and he's this good in the playoffs, that's a scary thought. I do have to give credit to Ayo on this last possession against Trae Young, though, as he pretty much locked him up. One of those top three MVP candidates did play last night in Jokic. On the season, Jokic is averaging 26, 14, and 8 on amazing efficiency. And for some reason, people, and by people I mean Nick Wright, act like you need to read his advanced stats to make a case that he's the MVP. Of course, you should care about the fact that they're horrible when he's on the bench and they're great when he's playing, and he's missing his two best teammates. But the box score also does just fine, as Jokic continues to do basically whatever he wants against every team in the league this season. D'Angelo Russell had 23 points in the fourth quarter against the Grizzlies. The Wolves' offense has been great recently. While I'm not smart enough to know exactly why that is, I do recognize some interesting off-ball stuff they've got going on, as D'Lo makes that shot over Desmond Bane. This possession starts out with a ghost screen from Malik Beasley, then you get the switch from Bane, but he's kind of off balance. There's a mess of things here. We got Malik Beasley screening for Naz Reid. Naz Reid screens for D'Lo. Brandon Clark's on the switch now. As this is happening, we've got Malik Beasley who's going to go baseline, like back to the corner, but then Desmond Bane's got to make a decision. I'll show you one more play as they use the threat of Karl Anthony Towns. So Beasley, you get another ghost screen. Here he runs around Towns. And sure, Jaren Jackson, he ends up making a good contest on the play. But because it's Cat out there, I feel like he at least has like that 1 second of, I mean, you can see it right here. Like he's glued to Towns. Tracy McGrady believes he should have won MVP over Tim Duncan in 2003. I feel like T-Mac is starting to say all the things that he was secretly believing the whole time. Like the whole Giannis would struggle in his era, even though nobody actually believes that, hopefully. Tim Duncan in 2003 is one of the best individual player runs ever. That was Tony's second season, Manu's rookie year, David Robinson was old, and then Tim Duncan goes and averages 25, 15, and 5 with amazing defense in the playoffs.